he already got that. And he even said there, you know, I might beat Consus. I might beat Consus.
Why not?
Why not?
Today's your day. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's go for it, man. If you can take down the current world champion, you are in all kinds of glory for sure.
I'm excited to see this matchup. This is everyone at home. Hope you guys are equally as excited. Game 1 moving. Szalek versus Consus, the former World Cup winner versus the 18-year-old that has something to prove and everything is going his way right now. Can it? Both players looking for a good guess here.
It is definitely the David versus Goliath sort of up-and-coming versus the giant that has already kind of established himself in the scene. And where are we here to kick things off?
We're going to be in Norway here.
Norway.
Both players, it's actually interesting because this game is Geoguessr. It's, you know, even if it's always, you always play the games for a reason. It's always someone's game here. And we do see Szalek zoom in here, southern Norway. And then, okay, there's probably a sign there that they must have read that I didn't see on my screen. Yeah, they do have signs there. They're zooming here to try and find it. Listen, this might be another round 10.
And it's pretty wild. While so far, in all the games we've had, just the one first game we saw round 2 kind of rip off really quickly. But outside of that, everything has gone down round 8+.
Yeah.
So these guys, while they're only saying, oh, it's just 200 damage there, 300 damage there, in the end, when we do get to round 10 so often, these small damages that we're seeing in the very beginning of these stages of the games, they can mean a massive, have massive impact on the end result.
Exactly. All points do add up in the end, and we've seen it come down to 3 points even. And both players using all time they can here to find the intersection. Both players, slightly different regions of Norway, but both players, Consus has locked his in, and Szalek is looking to line up a road here with 5 seconds left.
If my Norwegian is on point, it's the Fyr. Fyr is a lighthouse in Norwegian, so somewhere coastal would be assumed. Let's see.
And
all the way up there.
Consus taking the 5K.
5K to kick things off. That is how you know you're up against the world champion. He's not going to let you have it easy at all.
Yeah, and there's no reaction on his face there. He knows. He knows.
What better to kick things off like that?
Round 2. Let's see if he can keep it up. But Szalek, listen, he's not going to roll over here. Okay.
Oh no. Oh no.
Round 2. Looks like we're going to be in maybe in Ontario, something like that. Looks like that world maybe like a downtown London, but the good London. Just kidding. Maybe not the good London. I actually don't know. We do have a Canadian sign there. If you see that checkered sign, that is actually only found in Canada, not in the US, so that does line up. But Consus is actually finding a main road here, which is actually helpful because Szalek, every single second here is valuable, and he's still on dirt road, which doesn't really have much information.
Looking for license plates, looking if he can get a little bit of extra info off of that. There are plenty of signs to go by, but clearly none that he really feels is going to give him the info that he is needing of now. Starting to look in, but no, it's just mainly like the more generic exit signs and what. Not really
exactly.
Any big tell.
We can see Consus is already going to line up a road here in Quebec, and Szalek is yet to find a road at all with any sort of information. It looks like he might be close here, but Consus has so much of an advantage because he got to that main road quicker, and this is a dead end. Yep, and Szalek can't actually go down. There's no coverage on that road down there, so he has to turn around.
Why did the journey
he has to make a guess, and he's going downtown Ontario. We're in separate regions.
It's gonna be not massive points, but again, as we said before, these rounds can really matter once again. Oh, quite a distance one here. Over. Yep, 1,500 damage going through early on. This could be a very slow, we say, but not really downfall for Szalek up against Consus.
Yeah, Szalek is. Consus is just kind of proving again that he's just kind of him.
Yeah, I mean, you saw it instantly. He locked in the right region right away. He knew what he was dealing with. Now, a little bit of police car action as we go to.
So it looks like we're back in the same exact region of the world there. Looks like Ontario. I think these might be Ontario lamps here on the telephone poles. We also have OP. The OP's right here, OPP.
Yeah, exactly. Official building, official cars. They usually give you a little bit of a hint if you know the acronyms for states, for cities, for regions, whatever it may be. You're in with a little bit of extra help.
That black on the bottom of that sign there, that black bar that's on the bottom of the sign would indicate Ontario. Usually if it's on the speed sign, but I think it's the same for that. These lamps would all indicate the same. 30 seconds left. Both players will know the region of Canada, presumably.
Yeah, so it's going to be probably a small point separation here. But with that said, this is where Szalek needs to start chipping back. If they're going to going through all 10 rounds, he needs to start catching up. Because right now, sitting at a 1,700 point deficit, that's quick math. It's going to be dangerous in the end of it. Quick math. That's all.
Quick math. That's exactly true, though. Both players do know Ontario. The question is where in Ontario. Ontario is big.
Sure is. Sure.
Consus has 3 seconds. He doesn't even have a guess down yet. This guy barely even got his plonk down.
It was the last second corrections from Consus.
Yeah.
That was like a couple hundred kilometers went further west. He did go down in it, but that could have been way worse had he not gotten that last flake in the end there.
If he doesn't put his marker down there, yeah, he's eliminated. So maybe using all the information you can is sometimes to your dismay. Yeah. All right, round 4. Let's keep it going.
These guys are taking all the time they possibly can, rounding it all the way down to 0 as we now hit to
the UK.
There you go. Paolo wish he was in the chair, praising the UK as best as he can. Yeah. And these guys, they should be pretty good in this one too.
They should. Let's see what we have here. And yeah, we've seen a couple. We see Szalek kind of almost get that NI guess earlier, missing and just moving. Let's see if he can bring back a good guess here.
One thing that's interesting to see right from the start here is the speed at which Consus is just flying down the street, where Szalek is taking his time. He's looking at pretty much every single step. Is there any info for me to fetch? It's very clear to see that Consus is flying down the street to look for specific signs. Yeah. Is there a school? Is there a bus? Is there a bus stop? Official buildings that he can go by that can quickly give him the info, where Szalek, he likes to take his time a little bit more in each frame that he's presented.
Yeah, he's playing with purpose here. And we just have Szalek, again, just extending capital here, kind of base, in my opinion. Just going to London. See if Consus follows suit. Again, he's taking all of his time here. Sal's Kebab looks fire. Not gonna lie.
Looks pretty good. Not gonna line up. Looks good. West of London is where we're headed, so a bit of a distance between him. And once again, Szalek out with a win. While it might be small, it's still points chipped away. And now they're sat very close to one another.
Ooh, this is where things get juicy, Toby.
Sure is. The multipliers start adding up as we head up to round number 5, halfway through. And these guys are as close as can be.
In round number 5 here, looks like one of those dirt roads that don't give you information very quickly here. This is going to be what looks like Bulgaria to me. We'll see if the players agree here. This does look like, but it doesn't look like there's very much information readily available, which could mean big points for someone here.
3 times multiply, a couple of mountains in the background and some light poles is all you really have to work with. Electricity poles here as well should give you something, a sign there, but again, not too much to go off of.
Looks like we do have a bulk pole there with the alternating with the insulators or whatever they're on each side. It looks like this is gonna be Bulgaria.
A lot of foliage that you can go off of, but of course, if it's just trees you got to work with in a couple of fields, then maybe that's not enough for you to dial in. There is a sign further up the street. You can see Szalek wants the perfect distance to really render what it's looking at. Chillin, not sure where we're headed here, but at least that's some info to go off of.
Szalek is turning around here. He does not like the direction he was going, and he's looking for something on the other side, and he's not gonna probably find. We have 20 seconds left. You have to make a region guess probably pretty soon here. And he's doing just that in southwest Bulgaria.
Consus still has yet to even look at the map. He's very specific on... Oh, there's a road sign. Is that the info that he needed? Is that all he wants in order to lock down on spot? 5 seconds to go, Trevor.
Consus wants to move more southwest. He does. He wants to move more west, will he? Szalek locked in. And did...
Oh! Wait, is that a 5? It is another 5K! Szalek on the spot! Limited info to go by, but somehow... What?
I don't know, bro. Check him PC. Like, actually.
There's no smile on his face. I mean, first it's Consus, then it's Szalek.
He wants to smile. He's trying not to break character.
He knows.
He's trying not to break character.
He knows, like, yeah, just 5K the world champion. What?
Yeah, that's...
Who are you, man? Come on, that's insane.
What an actual GGChad.
That is insane. Where are we here?
This looks like Romania here. Let's see if the players agree. We have black on the back of the sign here. Holy poles. Wait, is this Belgium, actually, or...?
B. Northwestern Europe is where we are headed.
It look like a Belgium, actually, yeah. I looked at for too short.
It could be now this time around. It's Szalek to kind of turn up the speed here as he looks for, again, any official buildings, maybe some stores, some road signs to get the info on where he is going to be headed. Steenvoorde, is that the info he needs? There are some roads as well. R33, of course, very nice when you get the main streets to kind of at least dial you in.
Yeah, big signs here. It's really helpful.
Sure is. Roundabout. Plenty of signs to be found on there. It's going to give him the gist of all directions he needs to go. Already now locked in Consus early on.
Talk about content that we have right here. This is actually insane that we're getting to watch this for free.
For free, yeah, it's huge. I mean, Szalek in the first game gets taken out 2-1 comeback. Really good fashion there now. Doing his best against
Consus. And Consus is closer here.
Gets
That's massive points in Belgium there.
Sure is.
217 points. And look how close this is. This is an 11-point game going around 7.
This is absolutely insane. The fact that we, with these multipliers and with distances that these guys are covering, are able to have them toe-to-toe all the way to the finish line.
Yeah. I mean, this is... Let's see what round 7 has. It looks like we're back in the USA here.
We talked about Asia earlier. We haven't been too far down towards Southeast Asia. We haven't seen Thailand, Indonesia, some of these big point areas. And this time around won't be the case either. Back to America we go.
Yep. Ooh, this looks like Appalachian or something of the similar. We'll see. 4x damage here on Big Country. You have front plates here. Consus moves north. Szalek moves south. Zooming in on whatever they can here, looking for plates.
Szalek has said that one of his favorite regions is America, so hopefully he's going to be able to find info quickly. Maybe catch Consus a bit off. We'll see if he can actually get it down.
I don't even believe Szalek has not a favorite region with the way he's
he just
playing.
likes everything.
He's just kind of, but you know, not to discredit Consus, as he is also kind of the same breed here as we see.
School on the left-hand side, perhaps a building to fetch them in for across once again. Consus with the quick lock.
Just locking in. It looks like he's in West Virginia. I do like that guess.
Get some phone numbers there in the background. Maybe the area code is going to give the info. Oh, I thought for a second there that he was going to Venezuela, West Virginia.
Both players going to be right here.
Okay.
And Consus was within 1.7 kilometers, and that's 1,600 points.
Big points coming through. These multipliers really starting to rack up. We're going from small slaps on the wrist to big old chunks of damage coming through. As now Szalek down to 2,500 health.
Let's keep going into round 8, where things do get more exciting. Because it looks like we're going to be in Kazakhstan.
Ooh, okay.
And the reason, we did see Consus 5K Kazakhstan earlier with very, very minimal information. But I do think when you get in more urban rounds like this, it actually does make it more difficult.
Sure.
Because you learn roads sometimes, and you're not going to learn a random road here. But you might learn meta that does equate to the city, but sometimes urban region guessing is not the easiest.
Broken tractor meta hasn't quite made its way into the tournament just yet. We'll see. Maybe now they're out on the streets again, they can maybe get something going. It's oftentimes we see people kind of get stuck in some of these more like apartment heavy areas, but this time around it seemed like they both got out on the streets and they're able to find some info. A church there, not something that Szalek is feeling like it's info enough to go off of.
Yeah, urban is difficult, and also as you mentioned earlier in this game, every single point matters. And Szalek going into round 10 here, he's looking to make a better guess here and then pick up some points. And you see Consus zooming into a city that was pretty confidently zoomed in on. I don't know if he's right or not. That would be pretty crazy. And Szalek is going south of Consus in a way different part of Kazakhstan. This could be big points for someone.
Sure could. Sure could. Hold your horses instead now as well.
And Consus in the city.
Oh, Consus has it. Is it a 5K? We're close there too, and that should be game. 8,700 damage as Szalek falls to the world champion.
I mean, what do you want? Like, what more do you want from this man?
I mean, for Szalek, for a man who came in with little expectations for himself, even just getting a 5K against Consus, he's been up there. He's doing the very best that he can. Yeah,
it's showing that, like, learning Kazakhstan in these last 3 weeks, if you learned your Kazakhstan, it's paying off.
Oh, definitely. We've had it, what, 3 times now already? Across all games, we've had at least one Kazakhstan, so definitely worth looking into.
Consus has picked up at least 7,000 points there, and it's paid off. All those hours, it's always interesting. You're like, I hope I don't put all this work in for nothing, you know?
True. Well, we'll see now as we head into no moving. He is the favorite playstyle of, I suppose, both of them. So maybe won't one have the upper hand in this match as we take a look at match number 1.
Toby, game 2.
Game 2.
Let's do it.
Yes, let's head on into it.
Looks like we're going to be in Indonesia.
Foliage expertise, you got a light pole there to work with as well. Not a whole lot more, maybe some roofs.
Some tiled roofs there.
Yep. Couple of scooters in the background. Maybe that can be the info that you need. All the gravel itself. We've seen it before. People looking really hard into the gravel. Is this post, is that enough for them to go by?
That shouldn't be. Mainly here you're looking at the foliage and the roofs here, and kind of that pole that Szalek is zooming in on. That could be something. But in general, the rest of these are kind of more.
Are we looking concrete streets?
Yeah, concrete. Yeah, I think it's concrete asphalt.
Yeah.
28 seconds. Both players not putting a guess down yet. I mean, Indonesia's a big country. 1x damage.
One thing is for sure, when even Rainbow here is having a hard time completely pinpointing the position, you know that they're going to be having a hard time too. So we'll see maybe right off the bat a lot of damage coming through. As you say, this is a very big country to go by, and you really do not have a whole lot of info to go off of.
We'll see here. It looks like we're in separate parts of Indonesia too, and Consus, who is actually really, really good at Indonesian, that's showing here, and he's picking up 1,500 points in round 1.
Big chunk of damage coming through right from the start of it, down to 4,400 already. Szalek, a little bit dangerous for him. If he falls here, it is him done for with a 2-0 would-be to Consus, so we'll see if he's going to be able to pull it through.
And we have the first of the day, it looks like. Looks like it's an India here. Let's see.
Big country.
I don't think we've had India today. It could be maybe a weird tree with this new cam, but like it should just be India.
Sure looks like it. We'll see. We'll see what are these guys finding. A sign, a single sign is what they have to go off of. You do have one of the bigger streets or bigger roads up ahead and a couple of electricity poles to go by, but this is enough. It's enough for them to lock it in, you think?
You're looking more maybe at the kind of the plants or the farm here.
Yeah.
And it's hard. I don't think anything else. You're landscape guessing more than anything here. And you can see that's what Consus is doing, zooming in the distance for both players.
There are definitely players that
will...
he's going down to Southeast Asia, Cambodia. Yeah, exactly.
So Cambodia does have what we like to call poop cam, but not the poop word, but the other word. And looks like that language might be... I can't tell if it's...
It's so pixelated. It's incredibly hard to go by, but Consus has gone back to it quite a few times now.
Yeah, both players
just 3 seconds left to play with. Will go Cambodia as well, but quite a bit of distance to it. And Szalek, while he got punched out the first time around, will punch back at least a bit. 300 damage gone the other way.
That's... that's minimal. You're happy to get out of that.
I mean, if you're getting 300 against the world champion, I think you're pretty happy with it.
Yeah. And he almost won their last game, too.
Yeah, true.
Round 3, this is Philippines.
Philippines, let's see what they get. Okay, open ocean. Plenty of space to go around. Look down towards the gravel.
I think you go southern. I think you go like Davao here. We'll see what the players.
Not a lot of things to be read off of the street merchant signs there. Looking towards the bikes. Not really anything to go by there either. Not a whole lot of signs, but again, I mean, just seeing the open coast here is...
The coast does help line up because you can pinpoint.
Also nice that you have the angled river or lake coming in kind of from the side there. So if you are looking to potentially 5k, that's a lot of info to help you kind of pinpoint it.
Or at least southern, and he's moving more... Szalek is moving more north here. He's finding water south, which there is water south. Both players, Consus.
Tricky one for sure.
This will be very minimal points, Toby.
These maps have not been easy at all, and yet we're seeing some of these guys, the best in the world, out there doing whatever they possibly can to pin exactly the locations they're looking for. Szalek is starting to go closer and closer. Does maybe have something locked down? No! Once again! Plenty of islands to pick from when you're heading down to Southeast Asia, and it's 1,300 damage over towards Szalek.
Consus is playing a near-perfect game again, and it's just not something that... You almost just it's actually kind of insane. And that's how consistent he is.
That's the thing, right? Because when you do get that 300 that we talked about before, it ain't much. But if you're up against the guy in Consus that is as consistent as he is, those are the small chances you get. I mean, if that's the only damage you can really get in, it's all about just staying close to him. And right now, we're slowly seeing Szalek start falling below.
Yep. And to these points, they add up. He's getting like 800 to 1,000 every single round here, it looks like. And only 3,000 points left to his name. Looks like maybe an Ireland or Northern Ireland is where I would go here. We have the white housing there. It's definitely one of the two.
Sure, Finn Barstad out there could talk on ends about it. Explain us exactly where we are right now.
One would think.
Maybe this is where he grew up. Just down the street. You never know. You never know. There ain't much of a house in that field that Szalek was looking at. But potentially, who knows? Maybe this is where the farm came in. All the local produce for the weekly dinners. No, but again, not a whole lot to go off of. Plenty of open space though. So if you're kind of locked in on the hillsides and whatnot, what you have available in Ireland, this is going to give you at least some info. I guess sometimes not seeing a mountain is better than having mountains in the background.
Exactly. But, Ireland isn't really the easiest to region guess.
True.
Unless maybe you're Finn, but...
Again, I mean, it's not massive.
Those players are in the same region, too.
Not massive multiplier ship, but the 2.5 could do damage, and they're both off by quite a margin, actually, far towards the north.
Yeah.
Northern Ireland is where it was. Good thing for them is while they weren't on point, either of them, they were close to one another. So neither going to tank a lot of damage.
Yep. And we're going into round 5, which brings us to 3x damage. Immediately here, let's see. You can see here, that's when the game loads in. You can see on the guardrails here that there's yellow reflectors. The yellow reflectors on the guardrail would indicate Spain. Spanish with blue strip would also indicate Spain. All things leading. And we also have a coastline here, west.
Plenty of info to go by. But to go back to what we were saying before, I mean, if when you have, I mean, a guy like Consus missing that island by the stretch he did, that's where you need to catch up, right? If you're in Szalek's position, when you have a guy as consistent as he is, able to make, we won't call it mistakes, but small, give your chances, and you don't capitalize on them, that can be game for Szalek.
Yep, and this can be probably another minimal point. I think those players are scanning the islands here to find
3x damage as these guys are starting to get closer. And are we looking at a 5k for Szalek, maybe? All the way down towards the street itself is looking.
They're all looking for roads on that coast there, finding out what island does line up, looking.
Positioning of the sun, positioning of the camera, figuring out when during the day these photos have been taken. All of these things go in as we do log in. Neither of them on the correct island, but at least for Szalek on the one closest to a 780 damage go through onto Consus.
That's, again, small but big.
It's huge. It is. I mean, if you're expecting to go all 10 rounds here, you need to just stay alive, stay in the race against a guy like Consus.
Exactly, round 6, Nigeria. Let's see. We saw Szalek make a really good region guess in Nigeria earlier, and he got the right city in his first game. He unfortunately did end up losing that game, but on the series. But this is looking for any sort of information on the signs here that he can pull.
General Enterprise store is right next door. If you need anything, hop on in. If not, just figure out where in the world you are. All networks. I mean, there's plenty of things for sale here.
There's a barber down there too.
You can get you just live off the street, never have to go anywhere else. There's plenty of things to come for. And you can see these guys here, they're looking for all in for the cat. But unfortunately for them, while all these merchants are great at selling the products they have, neither of them are really too eager to tell us where in the world they are.
Looks like Consus is zooming in on the same city that Szalek guessed last time. Both players are like north of Abuja here. And again, we're going to see small points. Probably, Toby, bring us into round 7.
But again, I mean, small points, as long as they go in favor for Szalek, that's all he needs. Death by 1,000 cuts is what he's looking for, because he knows that he's not going to get a big one against Consus. Does log in, second login comes as well, but Consus has its Kaduna in Nigeria.
Points, actually.
It's huge, 2,500! Szalek down to a last hope.
He moved away last second there, and that did end up hurting him.
It's always dangerous to second guess yourself in the last moment, and there, as you said, Trevor, it cost Szalek a lot of points. You can see him now, where he was all cool and calm before. Now the hand is on the lip. He's starting to get nervous.
Is he, though?
I mean, he shouldn't. He's been doing phenomenally so far. Believe in yourself, mate. You got this still.
Round 7, Consus, a whopping 5,000 points. Szalek, a staggering 500, but still anyone's game.
And that's the thing now, right? Like, where do you hit Consus hard enough that you can catch up like that? Where does he go? Is there one region you would say, Trev, that Consus could really be caught up on in one guess?
So.
He's just too consistent.
I don't know.
Give us Mars next time, maybe. Geoguessr Mars.
So this is actually the first South Africa we've had of the day, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think we've had South Africa today. So this is going to be interesting. Again, I think both players are going to be able to region guess this quite well. Looks Easternish, but we do see kind of Consus go outside of that East Lesotho border there. With these hills, these rolling hills.
Open hills, not a whole lot to go off of, but again, sometimes not seeing a whole lot can be exactly what you want.
Both players do know it's South Africa because of the yellow outer lines here with the Gen 4 driving left.
Limited information, neither locking in already. Consus, though, as I say, that does log in. 14 seconds now to work with for Szalek. Down to minimal points. This should be game. Just the distance between them alone.
If Consus is slightly closer, this will be game, but they're pretty close. So, and he's even going more south, and he's going even closer to Consus. Will he click? 1 second, he's staying there, and it's Consus. Will that be enough?
It should be game, right? It should be,
game.
And it will be game. Had he opted to click when he had a chance, they could have stayed in, but it's not to be. Consus able to bring it home 2-0.
Toby, I'm not sure how you beat that.
I mean, it's insane. He had the one chance. He had Ireland. He had a chance at Northern Ireland, but didn't find it. And again, if Consus doesn't find it either, what are the odds you're gonna?